Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to episode 66. On today's episode, we're going to be giving our match reaction to the Ceuta versus Barca game. It ended in a 5-0 victory for Barcelona. It wasn't the most brilliant football played. It was a little bit painful to watch in that first half. But what matters is we got the 3 points, went through the next round, and we basically continue on this winning momentum. Let me introduce my co-host, Alex.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right. But guys, remember, as always, I post a link on Twitter if any of you guys want to join. If any of you guys want to join into the discussion, you're always welcome to. And towards the end of the episode, we're going to be giving just some transfer thoughts on the Memphis situation, on the Carrasco situation. We're going to be just basically diving into that. But Alex, huge win today, 5-0 scoreline. I would say it was a convincing victory.
Yeah,
It was a
I
victory
don't
that we.
think Xavi lied when he said we got a favorable draw, but
Yeah, exactly.
um, yeah, no, it was a comfortable win. I mean, it's a 5 goal margin. I agree with what you said though. The first half was extremely painful to watch. I nearly fell asleep watching that. I just we were mediocre, but we picked up the pace in the second half. Great performance from Lewandowski. I thought Rafinha played very well today as well. Defensively, I don't think we had anything like that was bad. I
Okay.
mean, I just think we could have played better from the beginning. But I'm happy with what we did. It's a victory. We're advancing to the next round. No players were injured. Um, and yeah, that's all that matters really. I know it wasn't the best showcase, but as long as you get the results, you don't have to play. I don't. You don't have to play like world champions every single time. You feel me?
No, yeah, exactly. The most important thing in these type of games, you don't usually see like brilliant performances. It's more of just getting the win and just moving on to the next round.
Mhm.
Maybe later in the Copa del Rey in the quarters, and then um, basically as the tournament goes on, then you see like the brilliant performance from the team. For example, today we played in a third division stadium. The pitch was very small. Like it was just a game where we just had to get the 3 points. But this is how Barcelona lined up with Iñaki Peña starting in goal, Jordi Alba left back, Marcos Alonso and Eric Garcia as that center back partnership. Bellerin as our right back, Pablo Torre, Sergio Roberto, Kessie in that midfield, the midfield that I predicted, giving myself some credit. Ferran Torres, Lewandowski, and Rafinha. This is basically what we said with the only exception being Ansu Fati. We thought that Ansu Fati would be starting from the left. And I thought either Jules Koundé would start at center back. But it was a very good lineup from Barcelona. We started off strong. There were some very good passages of play, some very well, a lot of individual brilliances. I would say from Rafinha, from Kessie. I thought Kessie played an amazing game today.
Yeah, yeah, he
With
played well, and he scored two, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. He played scored 2 goals. Rafinha with that beautiful assist across the Kessie. Lewandowski also with 2 goals, just showing how much quality he has. And that was basically the game. Just basically score the goals and move on and get the win. And this is very key because now in our weekend game against Getafe, it just allows us to keep that winning momentum.
Yeah, and it's good, Lewandowski got his goals. That he keeps his form up because, like we said, we're not gonna see him for I believe 3 matches, right, in La Liga.
Yeah, well, for 2 more matches because he was already out for
All
one.
right, 3 matches total, but yeah, two
Yeah,
two
yeah,
matches,
yeah,
two more
yeah,
matches. So
yeah. 3 more matches in total. So only 2 more matches left. I'm guessing the game this weekend, and then the game against Girona on the 20th of Saturday,
yeah, well,
the
both
20th
are
January.
yeah, both are matches where I don't think it'll be that important because they're relatively weaker teams, and I think we don't have to depend so much on him to beat them. Now, I will say this: going into this week, into this match day, Barca have to remember that. I mean, I'm pulling it up real quick on my phone right now. They're in first place by a margin of
3 points.
roughly 3 points.
Yeah, it's 3 points.
Right. The reason I say roughly is because we don't know if Madrid are gonna win, tie, or the same for us, right, or lose.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, the only thing we can say is we gotta go in there with the mentality. Listen, Getafe isn't a team that's doing too good right now. I believe they're toward the mid to low half of the table, so it's again not the hardest game for us to win. But those are the games that we end up losing points in because we don't
Hmm.
go in there thinking this is a tough opponent.
Yeah.
We just gotta go into the weekend looking for the win, and
Yeah.
today, like we said, show good signs of the bench. Being rotated around, players getting some minutes,
Hmm.
players that we don't see often, like Kessie playing well. Same with Rafinha, and it was a good showcase. Now we just gotta take this, like I said, to the weekend, and hopefully we can get a nice little streak going. I don't
Yeah.
remember. Excuse me, I don't remember exactly when Barca plays again in La Copa Rey. I'm looking it up real quick just to see something, just to see when the I don't
Uh,
even yeah, the draw isn't out yet. I don't think.
yeah, yeah. The draws are out. Yeah. But it's gonna be some. It's going to be there in the match list. But the player performance that I wanted to bring up is Ansu Fati. I thought Ansu Fati would play really well today. We
Yeah,
saw some flashes of brilliances from Ansu Fati that remind us of the Ansu Fati of old, where his decision making, his finishing, his effectiveness in front of goal, it made him a very dangerous and effective player. And this game, it reminded me of that. And looking into the next games, especially with Lewandowski out, I think Ansu Fati starting in that striker position, I think he has to be the player starting that position. What do you think?
yeah. I agree with you. It's been nice seeing him these last few matches playing better and feeling more like himself. He's an important player to the team and a quality player. It's a shame that in the past couple seasons he hasn't been up to his full potential.
And
And
the injuries.
right now, of course, injuries are a killer. We see this with great players throughout history like Ronaldo, Kaká, and countless others.
Hmm.
Brazilian Ronaldo, of
Yeah,
course.
Brazilian Ronaldo.
Um, and yeah, no, it's great to see him there. I'm very happy, to see him getting his confidence back as well. It's something we need for the team, especially now that Lewandowski is going to be out for two more matches. Although we said they're not the hardest, still, it's matches we need to win. And can he play the striker role? Sure. He plays it very differently from Lewandowski. He certainly drops back a little more, tries to play off the player a little bit more. He's less of a target man, essentially, right? He's
Hmm.
not as tall as Lewandowski, likely not as strong, but he is smaller, faster, and that's a benefit in and of itself. That's why he's good on the wing, I would say. Well, one of the reasons. But yeah, I think he's the perfect replacement. In terms of form, like he's picking up his form. He's doing good.
Yeah.
He's gonna get uh, teams where he can have better chances of scoring. So I think he's in a good spot to take that role up in the weekend. The only thing I would say is maybe since you're doing that, putting Dembele left wing, maybe Rafinha right wing. You know,
And
to
Ansu Fati down the middle.
right. I mean, you don't have many other options. I would say Ferran Torres, but he hasn't been the best as of late.
Yeah, for the performance from Ferran Torres today, it was very poor. It just
Hmm.
he's a player who is on such low confidence that anyone who is looking at the way he plays can tell.
Yeah,
He just he is in such a poor run of form, and I don't know if it's gonna work out for him. I hope it does. I still have the faith in him. I still think he's going to come out well because he has all the attributes to succeed at Barcelona. Just it's one thing, you know, having the qualities, and the other thing is doing it. We have to remember that we paid 55 million euros for him, and he's a player that we basically want to see some return out of. But
yeah, for sure. And it's a shame because I think he's a good player and he's definitely better than what we can sometimes see. It's just, and I was gonna say the same thing. I think he's lacking the confidence right now.
mhm.
It's a lot of pressure. Didn't do insanely well in the World Cup. He had a couple goals, I believe. But yeah, I
but
got kicked.
but
What's up?
I think that also is because of Spain's like early elimination from the tournament.
Right, right, right. Of course, it's eliminated early off the tournament in a tournament where they should have been quarterfinalists, semifinalists, even.
Hmm.
Because the Spanish team is a special team. I believe in the next World Cup they could even go as far as to be World Cup finalists.
Because
Um,
they have a very young squad. When you look at, for
right,
example,
right.
that
You gotta
midfield.
give them some time. We
Yeah,
remember, Pedri and Gavi are only what 18 and 20.
yeah, and then you have Balde, you have Eric
Right, right. No,
Garcia, Ferran
you have
Torres.
a Nico Williams. You have a lot of talent,
Yeah,
but
you have a lot of
of
talent in
course,
that squad.
going back to Ferran Torres, he's like we say, he's a player that's very um I wouldn't say inconsistent even because I think overall he hasn't been great for a while now. It's not like he has a good game then a bad game.
Yeah.
I just think he's for the past couple months I would say he hasn't been himself. Um, I would say just the past month, right? Because the
Well,
World
what I
Cup.
would like to see right now is
Yeah.
him at the striker position, because when he's playing
Yeah.
out, because he's played well
Mhm.
when he's been playing that position.
Yeah.
When
I
he
just
plays
think.
out wide, it hasn't gone for
Mhm.
him.
I just think, yeah, I think his problem is that he doesn't even. I don't even think he even knows what position is best for him yet.
Yeah.
He's a player that's pretty good with both feet. A very smart player, I would say. In terms of game knowledge, you see him, the plays he does, the passes he makes. I just think a lot of times he misses with the execution, with the final touch, the shot placement. It's small little details that can dampen the game for him. But now, do I think he would be a good option down the middle? Yes. It's just I don't know if I'd be convinced to start him based on the previous performances.
No,
If
yeah.
you do that though, yeah, if you do make that decision, I would just put Ansu Fati left wing and then right wing Dembele.
For right now, I would definitely have Ansu Fati starting over Ferran Torres in
Oh, for
that
sure.
striker position. But I want that attacking lineup to be with Usman Dembele, Rafinha, and Ansu Fati in the games that Lewandowski isn't there, and and Ferran being as that like result as like impact sub coming into the game. But before we move on to the next topic, just to round off and with the transfer news, who is your man of the match of this game, and what would you rate the game as a whole?
I would rate the game as a 7.5
Okay, okay,
because look, yes, we did have a bad first half, but at the end of the day, we did score 5 goals. We kept a
yeah.
clean sheet. I
Hmm.
understand it's a third division team, but we did that, and overall, I don't think there was a lot I could say. Yeah, the game was very slow. We weren't playing with our best efforts. But listen, a win is a win, and like I said, good scoring, good clean sheet. My man of the match, either Frank Kessie, um,
Lewandowski,
or maybe Lewandowski.
Rafinha with the goal and the assist.
Rafinha played good too, but I don't know. I really like Lewandowski today,
Yeah, Lewandowski was very good today.
and not just
He
because of the goals. I thought his build-up play was good too.
he had some very good moments. Lewandowski is actually my man of the match. I thought he played a very good game, and he's going to be having some much needed rest. And I was actually going to go for the same lineup. I mean, for the same match rating that you gave. I think that this game, Barcelona wasn't brilliant. We managed to score a lot of goals, but once again, against a team in the third division, and it was like a slow performance. But the most important thing was we got the win basically, and so I give it the game the same rating, 7.5. But now moving on like to the next topic, Memphis Depay has been confirmed. His exit of the club has been confirmed. He has been basically shown in images in the Atletico camp training and everything. It's going to be a fee. We basically said this yesterday. Fee between 3 million euros fixed, and then with like a 1 million add-on fee, something like that. But the interesting thing that we didn't mention is that now, instead of being a complete swap, um, there's going to be a 15 million euro buy option for Carrasco this summer from Atletico. We don't have to. It's not mandatory, but if we want to, the option is there. I want to get your thoughts on that. Like, what do you think? Is Carrasco an option for the summer? Maybe 15 million. Um, get Carrasco for that price. Well, what do you make of the deal?
Hmm. 50 million for Carrasco, right?
15, yeah, 1 5.
Yeah. Well, 15. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
50.
No, 50. No.
No, no, of course. 15 for Carrasco. I mean, I'd say take it. Um, I'd say, we be losing Memphis Depay either way, right? So why not get a player that can essentially fit that role more or less, right? I don't think Carrasco is a bad option. I've always thought of him as a decent player. I never thought of him as something extraordinary, but he's always been like one of those players that I'm like, "Yeah, he can play. Like he's fast. He can play a lot of different positions if you need him to, mainly down the wing though. Um, but yeah, I'm not particularly, like I said, like a huge fan, but I'd say why not take the deal, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's 15 million. I say it's a low risk. Uh, it's basically like a lower risk, high reward. If he could be like a very good squad player, basically for the games like this, he could come in, just basically add some depth. 15 million, not that much. But then again, Barcelona have just recently signed. I think it was two very good youngsters. I don't have their names, but I believe they're Argentine. Um, but they could be taking the minutes away from youngsters. But I'd say take the deal. It's not very. There's not much risk attached to it. So that's my view on this deal. Just basically take the 15 million, to pay the 15 million and take Carrasco. See what you could do.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that's a bad idea. And what you said is true. You're not risking a lot. It's only 15. Um, and for Carrasco, I think that's an adequate price. I don't think
Yeah,
going below that or
he
going above that is necessary.
mhm.
I think I take it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm honestly okay with it.
I see that he can bring a lot of basically like useful aspects and much needed depth into our attack.
Mm.
But guys, that was it for tonight's episode. As always, let us know your thoughts. Do you agree, disagree with anything that we said? Like, subscribe, and comment. And on Twitter, I post a link. If any of you guys want to join and basically add to this discussion, or basically just like join any of our topics, you're always welcome to. But as always, like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you guys all in the next episode. Peace out, guys.